Today on Suncoast View, flu season may be winding down, but the Suncoast is actually healthier than we think. We'll discuss a surprising new study.
A journalist turns her experiences into a gripping murder mystery. We'll chat with Suncoast author Pat Mechanic.
And the classical sounds of a string quartet meet modern rock talents when Sybarite 5 performs. And we'll get a live preview. All that and more right now on Suncoast View.
And welcome to the show, and happy Friday, everybody. Linda and Stephanie are off, but we have a great array of guest hosts today. A big welcome back to Candace McCallia from 360 PR.
Thank you.
Thanks
so
for being
happy
here.
to be here. It's like a whole brand new show today, right?
And if you don't know who we are, we also have Will Luera, the director of improv from Florida Studio Theater.
Very happy to be back. Thank you, Joey.
Welcome, welcome. And Megan Greenberg, the communications director of Dream Large.
Yes, happy to be here as well.
Yes. Well, the pressure's on. You have to say it now. Now, Megan, of course, is with us. All of you are with us very often, which is one of the things we love about the show is our fabulous array of guest hosts. Megan, every time you're here, though, we do acknowledge you in the beginning of the show as Arlo's mom.
Which I'm fine with.
Yes. So Megan first appeared with us with Arlo when she was still carrying Arlo in her belly, and now how old is Arlo?
Almost 17 months old. Wow. So it really does go by as quickly as they say it does.
And every time I look at any of your social media, I notice he's just getting older and older and bigger, and his face is forming.
Oh,
I know.
Cheeks, so
Yes.
cute.
I know. I just can't.
But you are, and we're so glad.
Yes.
And actually, interesting, all of our panelists, except for myself, are parents. So Will,
sort of are.
well, I have a dog, a fur baby, but Will, you are the father of two wonderful young ladies.
Yes, Olivia and Layla.
Yes, and we are actually going to get to speak to one of your daughters later on in the show. I love this photo. This is a great photo of you, your wife Maria, and your two great girls.
This was our Greece-inspired photo shoot in St. Armand's Circle, actually.
Oh.
We had just gotten back. The dresses that they're wearing are all from Greece.
Oh, wow.
And so we chose the most Greek-looking area in the city.
That's
so
cool.
St. Armand's.
Gorgeous, gorgeous picture. Great family. And Candace has two wonderful children, a son and a daughter. But they're getting at that age now where it's not as cool to be on TV.
Cool for school.
Yeah, so we,
we're trying to coax Parker, who's here in the studio, to come on up today, but he's like, now.
We all remember that age. We all remember that age. But all right, great. Well, we're very happy that you are here today. We also have another familiar face in the kitchen, Chef Allison from Peak Performance Catering. Welcome, Allison. I am always excited to see what you're bringing. What are we making today?
Thank you. Well, it is St. Patrick's Day tomorrow, so we're getting our green on. I think your viewers are going to love this because we're doing something called Colcannon, which is a twist on the mashed potato. So we're going to get the greens in with kale, and then I'm also doing a roasted cabbage with lemon. And the great thing about these recipes is they're simple, easy, everybody can do them, and you're getting your greens in. So, you know, we try to do that with all our athletes, and with our catering business, we try to, you know, put things in that are healthier for you and make you feel good.
I love it. It's a more exciting take on the typical Irish fare, which is exciting. And if you don't know, Chef Allison at Peak Performance Catering, she feeds a lot of the athletes, all the teams that come to the Suncoast to train. And she can feed you as well.
Yes, it's the season. They're all coming.
It is the season. Well, we can't wait to join you later on. All right, she did mention St. Patrick's Day, and for those of you that are watching us today on Friday, you'll notice we're not wearing green.
No,
so
I have a
pinches all
tiny
around.
bit,
But it's
tiny
not
bit.
St. Patrick's Day.
Right.
St. Patrick's Day is, yes, of course,
So
is
we're
Saturday.
doing it right. We've accomplished not wearing green.
Tomorrow, I promise.
So if you do catch our encore airing Monday at 9 a.m., we're perfectly fine. But I do want to let you know there are some great St. Patrick's Day events that are happening this weekend. But there's another event I want to tell you about. It's some of our favorite troupe members down at Venice Theater, the Little Foxes. You are not going to want to miss them. They are doing their favorite Broadway hits, the Silver Foxes. They're celebrating 26 years of entertaining us. And believe it or not, they're still all volunteer performers. They do everything from singing, dancing, sketch comedy, and so much more. We've had them on the show in the past. They are so much fun. Really, really a great troupe. And you won't want to miss them. They are going to be at Venice Theater March 19th through the 22nd. So, a fun thing to do all week.
Yeah, definitely want to catch that.
And I marvel, you know, they have more stamina than I do when they come in and do the dance numbers. So I have something to aspire to.
awesome.
Yes.
They look
All
great.
right. Well, it is time for our first hot topic. And while flu season is wrapping up on the Suncoast, we have the honor of being considered one of the healthiest places in the country. The County Health Rankings Survey found that Sarasota County is number 2 in the U.S. for overall health factors. These include healthy behavior and clinical care. And that we rank number 6 for overall health outcomes, like length and quality of life. Manatee County ranked similarly high, hitting number 23 in the country, very good numbers, for factors, and 17 for outcomes, for those are health outcomes. Are we surprised this area is such a standard across the country?
I am not surprised. As someone who moved here just 3 years ago, I think two of the first things I noticed, I mean, one is I get to be outdoors every single day. I
Yeah.
get to walk around, I get to enjoy the sunlight, and also my perspective on life and longevity changed when I started to see folks of all different ages just being active.
The silver,
Yeah.
the silver
The
boxes.
silver foxes.
Right.
I was like, all right, okay, if you guys are walking around, running around, lifting weights, I can do this too.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're also, because of our older generation, we're a very healthcare-centric area as well. So I think we have a lot more healthcare options than the average city too. So it's just a standard for us.
Absolutely. And I think, you know, it's nice to hear that, Will. You know, you came down here, of course, from Boston a few years ago. But when you live in a place for a while, you do start to take things for granted. And
Definitely.
this is great news. These studies, I think, tend to do one thing or the other. People usually read them and then say, well, I don't know if that's true because there's this and this and this. But it's a nice time when we're stuck in traffic,
Yeah.
when the roads are crowded, when the lines are longer. It is good to know, well, there's a reason. It's because we live in a great place.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, if we could just get that high ranking for education, that would be
Yeah.
awesome. In the
Yes.
state, we're good here locally, but in the state, that would be awesome.
Or just in the country. Just
There you
the whole
go.
country.
Why stop
elevate.
Baby
there?
Say
steps.
hi.
Yes.
All right, well, any parent out there, and we do have 3 on the panel today, can tell you you've been there. Your kids start screaming out in a tantrum out in public. And let's say they're in the grocery store, you're out running errands. Now you're not only dealing with your kid, but you've got the bystanders as an audience. Well, a recent article from Pop Sugar had a mother writer weigh in, and she said when to help and when to butt out. She says to always ask before offering help, and that compassionate gestures are always appreciated. Things like holding the door, or even just giving a reassuring nod. But above all else, she said, don't make the situation worse with unsolicited advice, or even worse than that, just standing and staring at the angry child. So you all are parents, and you know, Will, this article was about moms, but
my
it's certainly true for all parents. How have you dealt with this?
I mean, when you're in it, you really can't focus on anything else. I mean, I remember one time in Target where, you know, my child was having a major meltdown.
Was it Parker?
It was Parker. Sorry, buddy. And you just, you know, you're so caught up in it, and you're screaming, and you're like, we're gonna go home, and I'm taking you out of this store. And then, you know, of course, you pray that no one in the store knows you. But then you look over and you see like the dreaded parent from school, or even worse, in my case, it was a client. And I was like, oh my gosh, you know, I'm not crazy, I promise. But I think, I mean, never step in. I just think, you know, walk away, don't even look, pretend like you don't see it. Like, just leave us in our misery and let us get through the moment.
Yeah, because it is very embarrassing.
It's very
and the last thing
embarrassing.
I need is additional eyes on me. The one thing I don't appreciate, and this happens as a dad, it's happened to me a couple of times. I tend to be a very hands-on dad. I'm always with my kids. My wife will tell you that I've changed more diapers than her over the course of both kids. But when I get the look from somebody and they're like, oh, wouldn't it be helpful if mom was here? And I'm like, come on, like,
Right.
Dad can also do it. I'm just having a bad moment
It's like
right
kicking
now.
you while you're down.
Right.
And Megan, you're a
just need to
newer
be more
mom.
compassionate.
Fortunate. My son at 17 months, we're only starting to get into that territory. He is really well behaved. I don't know if that's going to sustain, but I will say I have stepped in a time or two, only insofar as Arlo and I have been out, and I always keep bubbles with me. And I've noticed when I've seen other
Smart.
parents, younger kids who are upset, not tantruming per se, but upset, I will blow bubbles and all kids just stop. So everybody
That's
bring
a
bubbles.
great idea.
I don't think it'll work for a 6-year-old, but it will work for a 6-month-old. So,
What about a 40-year-old?
yeah, I think yeah. So, but I think the approving nod, I can't tell you how many times a mom and I or dad and I have just kind of done the
Yes.
head wink type of deal, and it's just, you know, we're all in it together.
We are.
It's a great article, and I'll share it on the Suncoast View Facebook page so you can
Okay.
find it. But she also mentions, like, sometimes even just saying, like, hey, I'm a mom or I'm a grandmother, I understand, or
Yeah.
something is enough. She does go on to say, though, if the child, the only time it's okay to intervene is if the child will be in danger. So if the child
Right.
starts to walk, off the sidewalk into traffic, of course you can
Right.
intervene. But otherwise, don't give advice, let it
No.
be.
Right.
I just try to, I try to pretend like it's not happening. Like, I don't want to embarrass you. You're not here. You're not here. Anything we can do to help out our parents. All right, well, internet shopping, as we know, I will admit, can get dangerous for some of us. But once you start to imbibe in the spirits, your inhibitions can go down, and the click of a button can cost you some serious cash. Finder.com surveyed 2,000 adults, and on average, get this, we spent $447 while drunk last year. Food is the most common purchase. I guess we just get hungry. Followed by shoes and clothes. That's where I'm guilty. Retailers have caught on. There are often late night flash sales hoping to cash in on people who have had too many cocktails. All right,
boy.
come on, don't make me admit this alone. Fess up. Anybody else?
Is this online only or just in general?
Well, I think we're talking about, I don't know about drunken drinking.
Food. Who's buying
Yes.
food?
Online.
That's what I couldn't understand. I mean, I know you can do Amazon
Well, you can
Pantry.
do like Bite Squad too. I mean, you can order delivery,
that
and
counts.
maybe
Good
that's
Because I will
yeah.
say brunch. I mean, brunch. I can't believe they don't have brunch every day, everywhere. That always has 17 entrees.
Right, I know.
Yes.
That's true.
What about purchases? Because I know every once in a while, it's not that I'm not going crazy, but a glass or two of wine, and then in a few days,
Yeah.
the doorbell, it's Amazon. I think, oh, I hope this is something I'll like.
Every day in my house, there is a new Amazon box that shows up at the front door, and we don't drink every night. So I don't know. It's
blame
online.
Amazon
I
more
blame
than I
Amazon.
blame
Yes,
alcohol, yeah.
Or
exactly.
if the kids have your account. Could
That's
that
right.
be possible?
Alexa, Alexa, buy this. Yeah. Oh my gosh, a new box every single day.
Well, and
Yeah.
they are making it easier. I think having these flash sales in the time when people are typically home from work
Right.
and maybe enjoying a glass of wine before bed is,
Yeah.
it's smart marketing, but is
It
it
is smart.
helping us in the
Right.
end?
It's spurring the
Exercise bites.
economy. I mean, it's economic development, right?
Yes, all right.
There you go.
You're making me feel like I'm doing a good thing, so
You
I'll
are,
take
you
it.
are. It's okay.
All right, well, as the temperatures have dipped a little bit on the Suncoast, this one might be a little hard to relate to, but we typically know that we'll dress pretty cool for our warm temperatures here on the Suncoast. But how do you dress for your office climate? Well, if it's anything like our office, dressing in layers is the answer. A recent article in Fast Company magazine reported that many exterior rooms in office buildings are extremely warm or cold, depending on the season, because builders simply don't insulate office structures the same way we'll insulate our homes.
Oh, that's interesting.
This was evident in Gizmodo offices, that's one of the websites, based out of New York, where workers are allegedly wearing multiple layers and sitting next to space heaters to keep warm. When they couldn't get warm enough, some workers were even allowed to work from home.
Wow, this is really
Yes.
interesting because this past week, I mean, it hasn't been freezing here. It has been cooler.
Yes, it has.
Well, it has, but it's warming. It warms up during the day.
Right.
Yes.
But my office is Arctic
Yes.
and really freezing. I mean, we can't warm up, so it's really
Colder
interesting
than
that
the
this could be-
studio?
Yes,
Yes,
actually about the
it's-
same.
Our office here
Yeah.
is very cold.
Something's got to be broken because it's Florida. You know what I mean? Like,
Maybe that's definitely.
Well, I'll
a
tell you, there are many
possibility.
days where, and I'll pick on her because she's not here, but when Stephanie Roberts is here, I will have a fan on my desk blowing on me because I get warm, and she has a space heater underneath and a blanket and slippers.
That's funny.
So it's very common.
I have that complication as well because I get top warm or top cold but bottom warm. So like I'm known like in the office. to
medical
be-
affliction.
They'll see me in the office. I'm in shorts but in a jacket up top. So my layering
That's
is a
true,
little
Florida. But
different.
see, you're a real Floridian now.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
you'll see
Yeah.
people in a jacket but flip flops.
Right.
Like gloves but shorts.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're a weird bunch.
Tank
so.
top and
Yeah.
boots. I do that all the time.
Well, I know that we also have a great group of travelers here on the Suncoast, so I thought you'll enjoy this next story. So during travel, the neck pillow that a lot of people buy, is it actually that comfortable? Well, there's a new Kickstarter idea that could change its design forever.
Wow.
This redesigned pillow is in the shape of a hand, and it supports your sleep in just about any way that you can think of. As long as you don't mind looking just a tad ridiculous.
Yeah,
You can
and
manipulate the
laughs.
fingers so you can sleep in any position.
Wow.
It's a little crazy, but it took off on Kickstarter. Would anyone enjoy this? Anybody need this on long flights?
You know, you get to a point on an international flight, even if it's only 7 or 8 hours, if it's nighttime, you think, I would never. And then you're like,
Bring it
take
out.
two.
Bring it out.
Bring two over. I'll just whatever, because I don't think, especially on a flight when it is a sleeping time and it's dark for everybody, whatever you got to do.
Those regular neck pillows are not very comfortable.
No,
at
there's
all.
not
So
really
I
anything
think I
great
would
about
try
doing
it.
that.
And neither is rolling up that little flat. This is an airplane pillow.
Yeah.
And I try to roll it up.
Right.
and
I mean, your
turn it
best
into
bet is just
something.
putting your head on your neighbor's shoulder.
Or,
you
you
know?
know, hand pillow, yeah.
Well, that's how we came to be known as the friendliest state. All right, well, it is time for our happy hour forecast, and when we come back, a Suncoast author talks about her new mystery novel.
Hello, I'm Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan with your First Alert weather update. A beautiful afternoon here along the Suncoast with lots of sunshine, and I'll tell you what, warmer temperatures too, and they're in store for the weekend. Get ready for a gorgeous weekend here along West Central Florida with temperatures warming to average or even above that in some cases after a pretty cold work week. This morning's low was down into the upper 30s to low 40s. A different story this afternoon. As promised, low 70s for highs today. Dew point is still very low at 44 degrees, but we are going to see the atmosphere moisten up a little bit, so not as cold tonight. Low temperatures will be dropping down into the, it looks like mid-50s for the most part. You can see some clouds to the north of us gathering over Georgia and Alabama, but they should not have a huge impact on our weather at all. Temperatures currently much warmer in Orlando, 77 there, same in Key West, and a couple degrees cooler in Jacksonville. As far as our forecast goes, we are anticipating low temperatures tonight, as I mentioned, down into the mid-50s. We'll have more on our weekend weather forecast coming up today.
Few people know crime better than the people who report it, and that's certainly true for this Suncoast author. Author Pat Mechanic was a journalist at the Wall Street Journal and New York Times. Now she's turning that knowledge into a chilling murder mystery. So tell us all about this career. What were you doing as a journalist, and how did that turn into what you're doing now?
Well, I was a general assignment reporter in the Caribbean for a few years, later became a business reporter. But while I lived in the Caribbean, there was a murder I covered. Woman came to the island. I was in St. Croix. She came to the island, and she was looking for this gentleman. He showed up. She got in the car. The next morning, they found her dead on one beach, and the car burned up on another beach. And so it sort of resonated with me, and I fictionalized it, and the result is Illusions of Paradise.
Okay, and that's based on the entire accounting of that true story.
Yes, I fictionalized it.
I love this,
Fictionalized
Pat, because
account.
a lot of people, I think, don't believe that they can transition into another career or art form, but what were the skills that you used as a journalist that it was a natural for you to become a writer?
Writing, writing, and a lot of imagination. I love words, and so it was a 12-year process, but we got there. Yeah.
I can't imagine giving birth to something like that. We were talking earlier, but it must be amazing to finally see it come to fruition.
Oh, I tell people that I use words for a living, and I could talk all day, but I still couldn't describe the joy I feel inside. I mean, it's just, it's something I believed I could do and always dreamed of doing it. And to hold it in my hands is just an amazing feeling.
Well, speaking of joy, yes.
The only person who's held it in their hands.
You showed we just got to see a picture of you with one of our idols. Tell us about meeting Oprah Winfrey.
That was in Houston. I was with the Wall Street Journal, and it was the National Association of Television Programming Executives. And went in the room and sit and talk with her for about 15 minutes. She asked me, how'd you get to Houston? Where are you from? She asked me about good restaurants in Houston. Really nice. And I used that picture for inspiration. Because my thing is, I dreamed I could write a book, and I did. And so in the morning when I'm making coffee, I'm being interviewed by Oprah. So, Pat, did you know we were going to write a bestseller? Why, yes, Oprah, I did.
Yes.
So, Pat, did you know it was going to be made into a movie? Why, yes, Oprah, I did.
So we're pretty lame. She's slumming today.
So that's kind of stayed your inspiration. Well, 12 years is a long time to work on the project. Did it change over time as you changed, as you evolved?
I think the basic story stayed the same. There's a lot of edits, a lot of rewrites, a lot of stuff that you go back and say, yeah, this may be clever, but does it move the story forward? So a lot of really sort of discipline in saying, we got to keep the story moving forward. But
How did you know when it was done? How do you know when a book is complete?
A woman I used to work with, one of the editors I worked with, said to me, read it out loud. And my first thought was, yeah, I'm not doing that. But I started to do it. And the more I did it, it just sort of worked. And there was one time when I read it and I finished and I thought, it's ready. I always tell people it's like the old Orson Welles commercial, no wine before it's time. And that's how I felt about the book, not until it's time. And that one time I read it and I finished and I thought, it's ready for the world.
Oh. Now, for those people that are aspiring writers out there that think, oh, I might have a book to tell, but I'm not sure how to do it, what advice would you give to them?
You got to be committed. Someone said to me last week, you know, I don't want to sit at a computer all day and then sit at a computer all night. And I used to think that, but at some point, if you want to get it done, you're going to have to sit at a computer at night.
Yeah.
I tell people, write 10 pages a night. If you write 10 pages a night in 10 days, you've got 100 pages.
Yeah.
A couple of weeks, you've got half of a book. You know, and then a lot of rewrites and edits, but you really got to be committed and believe. You got to believe that you,
Did you have an outline, like where you knew it was going? So, you know, an outline of the plot. So you knew you had to get here, and then you knew you had to get to that point.
No, it's amazing. It just kind of came together. There were times when I was typing and the characters were talking, and I was just the typist because the characters became so real to me that I felt like, you know, I couldn't type fast enough.
Oh.
Well, if you want to hear more about Pat Mechanic and her story, she will be available for signings all over the Suncoast. She has, starting March 24th, you can visit the Illusions of Paradise website to see where she is next. Next, this weekend's McCurdy's comedy headliner.
There's a lot of fear in coming back to school. I'm a 40-year-old man that walked in there to get his high school diploma. It was very hard for me, but one of the teachers was Miss Araceli. She gave me direction. Every single time I had a question, she'll put down whatever she's doing and she'll sit there with you until you get it. 50% of getting your high school diploma is walking through those doors. The other 50% is doing the work.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Rugs as Art. You know the name, you know the building, but do you know what's inside? Yes, Rugs as Art is Florida's #1 area rug superstore. But there is so much more. Amazing furniture, accessories, and art. All this and more. Come see for yourself. You'll love our personal touch and be pleasantly surprised by our affordable prices. Rugs as Art and more. There is so much more to explore.
It's time to take a road trip.
Burn rubber for Birmingham, where you can feed your need for speed at Barber Motorsports Park and Museum. Now this gets my motor running. Meet Iron Men. Hey there, big guy. And make a date with your 9-iron. Feed the animals at the zoo and the birds. Then enjoy the award-winning restaurant scene. Alabama has a road trip with your name on it.
Which one you gonna take?
About every 3 minutes in America, someone is diagnosed with a blood cancer. Light the Night brings together survivors and supporters to bring light to the darkness of cancer and to help fund life-saving research. Our goal is a world without blood cancers, and we're lighting the path to cures. The discoveries made in blood cancer research have led to breakthrough treatments for many cancers and other serious diseases. Help defeat the darkness of cancer. Join Light the Night today.
This weekend's McCurdy's comedy headline is a true Southern girl at heart. And let her audience know it. Please welcome Julie Scoggins. Welcome, Julie.
Good morning. Good morning.
Love it. That was wonderful. Thank you so much for that little cameo. Nice shot.
And you're done.
Oh, thank you. See you this weekend.
So you and I have something in common. Now, we're in different realms of comedy. I do improv comedy, you do stand-up comedy, but I do know what it's like to be traveling and touring and to be married, huh? So
all of that.
All of that. Yeah. So how's that life?
Well, it's I tell you, I've been married 28 years in a row. And people sometimes ask, you know, how do you stay married? Well, I think part of the secret is one of you leave town for about 3 days every week.
I heard that.
Yep, and that's just long enough for the other one to forget that thing you do that really gets on their nerves. But my husband has started coming with me a little bit on the road. I know, whatever. And but listen, it's all good. We checked into the hotel in Sarasota yesterday, and I came back from the ice machine. My husband of 28 years, is looking at some sexy, I don't know, I wouldn't call it pornography, but it was racy. And as soon as I walked in, though, he switched it to fishing. And I was like, heck, put it back. You already know how to fish. I mean, so, but after 28, I mean, I don't even know what the proper anniversary present is. You know, every year has
travel, I guess.
Xanax. It's Xanax.
I'm sure they probably should have been updated from whenever they created those anniversaries.
Right. All I remember is 25 is silver.
Well, then you don't need to worry till 5 and those
50.
are the
So if he's traveling with you, any children?
No. We never got around to that. I kept putting it off. I drove a school bus for 3 years. That's the best birth control. But that was a long time ago.
You're also out of town, most of the week, every week for.
I wouldn't have minded having kids if I could have been like the dad. Like if he would have been a stay-at-home dad and I could just go out and earn. I'm not real maternal, I don't guess. I mean, I can't, and my friends are like, when you get to be 40, they're like, well, don't you hear your biological clock ticking? And I was like, heck no. Mine must be digital.
So
I never.
a school bus was a very good choice for you.
No, I think that was eye-opening, if anything. But and now if I could have adopted some, but what am I going to? I can't keep up with a pocketbook. What am I going to do? I would put a kid down and forget where I left them. And I'm an adopted child. I know I could do that. Adoption is awesome. It really is. I mean, I had great parents. My dad was an architect. My mom was a pastor's secretary. I mean, I really shouldn't even be doing this job. I should have a real. So I'm just saying, being adopted is awesome. Except now, sometimes my husband and I will be in the bed, and he'll be like, "Who's your daddy?" I'm like, "I don't know. Stop asking me stuff."
Oh, Julie, you are fantastic. I really encourage everyone to come and check out Julie Scoggins. She'll be at McCurdy's Comedy Theater now through March 18th. For tickets and showtimes, visit their website, mccurdyscomedy.com.
And coming up next, we have a special treat with Sybarite 5, a string quartet with a Suncoast native.
Sailor Circus presents the greatest little show on earth. This family-friendly show will leave you spellbound as local students ages 8 to 18 showcase their talent circus style. Watch these kids flip, fly, and soar through the air under the big top behind the mall at UTC in Nathan Benderson Park. One day only, 2 performances, Saturday, March 17th. Get your tickets now at circusarts.org. Don't miss Sailor Circus under the big top.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
Fortunately, this was my first job out of college, so I was able to come back home and work in my hometown. I wore 2 hats. I was sports director and I was a news anchor. I did that for a few years and then decided to go full-time into news. Well, I love our team here at ABC7. We have a great mix, and it really is a great mix of personalities, of experience that meshes really well into a really strong team. I'm Scott Dennis, and I'm here for you.
designers do it with style.
Tell me what's going on here. Because
Why, you don't like my hair?
The Mark and Mandy Show. In-depth design ideas.
What is up with the tuck tape here? Let's cover it up.
Amazing beauty and fashion tips.
So Halle Berry has amazing skin. Her secret is coffee grounds. No.
Delicious recipes.
Today, I'm gonna show you a special dish that is sure to please that special someone in your life.
Watch The Mark and Mandy Show right here on your favorite channel.
Here we go. We're gonna go out there in the rain. You're gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Go, okay, quick. Oh yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah. It's so wet.
Our next guests have been changing the perception of chamber music as they combine the sounds of classical strings with modern songwriting. The New York-based quintet Sybarite 5 is led by a Sarasota native who has brought them back here on the Suncoast this weekend. And they're here today in our Sounds of the Suncoast. Take it away. fantastic. I am huge fans, and you know that. I have been a big fan ever since you've been coming to the Suncoast for the last 8 years. For those people that don't know you, I want to chat with Lewis Levitt. Lewis, you are a Suncoast native. You graduated from Pineview, moved to New York. Tell us how Sybarite 5 formed.
Well, Sybarite 5, actually the first idea to have this group actually started in Sarasota. When I was in school at Pineview, there was a Pineview string quartet. And I said to the conductor, Mr. Bauermeister, said, why is there no quintet with the bass? Could we have a Pineview quintet? And he said, sure, why not? And that was the first time there was ever an idea to do a Sybarite 5.
So it started right here, which makes us even more proud. And then you in New York, you all came together. You're not like any other quintet that I've ever heard. So you really are kind of turning chamber music around for people that might not find it very approachable. Was that always been the intent?
Yes, I think that we really seek to work with composers and new musicians and collaborators that enjoy playing music and music that you like to hear. A lot of new music. The first piece we played is from our new album, and I'm happy to say that we were able to perform it right now with the composer, Jessica Meyer, on the viola.
This is fantastic, an extra treat. And I understand that you are celebrating, speaking of an album, you had a big success this year since we've seen you last.
Yes, thank you very much. We just released our first album of all works written for us, and it debuted at #1 on the Billboard classical charts.
Congratulations, and we can hear why. Now, every time that you bring the group back to the Suncoast, every year, one of the things that I love is that you collaborate with area organizations, so you really do give back when you're here. You have an interesting collaboration this year that might surprise some people, but I'm excited. Tell us about it.
Yes, it's surprising for us too, and we're always coming back here and wanting to do things with local artists and local community organizations, and this time we're trying something completely different. We're going to be performing this Sunday with the Black Diamond Burlesque Troupe, and because yes, exactly.
Yes.
And because of this momentous occasion, and because we've got a great composer here, Jessica Meyer, with us, she's actually written a piece called Slow Burn, which is going to be a world premiere performance this Sunday. Not just a Sarasota premiere, not just a Florida premiere, but a world premiere of a new work of chamber music from a really established, excellent composer. It's going to happen this Sunday. And there's also going to be burlesque.
How exciting. And two things that maybe you don't think would go together, but what a perfect thing for the Suncoast. It really represents all forms of our art here that are celebrated. I do have a question for you. I know we're going to get a chance to hear from you again, but you all play in different orchestras as well and come together. Do you have to switch gears a little bit when you play different composers?
Yeah, it's fascinating. We play so many different kinds of music that we do have to switch gears, and this week we're actually kind of in residence with the Sarasota Orchestra. We're playing concerts with them during the evening, and then we're going to do this show on Sunday, and it's going to be completely different. I think that's what's exciting about being in this group is we get to play all different kinds of music from Mozart to Radiohead.
Yes, all right, and this show with Black Diamond Burlesque is going to sell out, so you don't want to wait to get your tickets. That is going to be this Sunday, March 18th. For tickets and information, visit mccurdy'scomedy.com. Again, go fast, because these tickets are going to go quickly. All right, when we come back, we have a fun gift idea for the child in your life. But first, we want to hear a little more from Sybarite 5. You're going to change it up a little bit with some 80s pop. Take it away.
Download the all-new ABC 7 First Alert Weather app now.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help with Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sonny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
This is an ABC 7 News Update.
Hello, I'm Scott Dennis. Here's what's coming up at 5 o'clock. A former Sarasota massage therapist has been arrested again, this time for child molestation. And Governor Scott is expected to sign a new state budget. We'll tell you why the Manatee County School District Superintendent says students are being severely underfunded. Let's get a check of the weather now with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. Bob.
Scott, things looking really quite nice this afternoon. Absolutely spectacular out there. Temperatures finally in the 70s too. After a very cold start this morning, lows were in the upper 30s to low 40s across the area. But now with the sunshine and a little bit of an east wind starting to develop for the weekend, we're expecting temperatures to go slightly above average by Sunday afternoon. Temperature right now, a very beautiful 72 degrees. The humidity low too at 37%. Winds are out of the west-northwest at 12, at least near the coast with a little sea breeze kicking in. There is a little weak storm system to the north. Should not have a big impact on our weather. Details at 5.
Get breaking news alerts focused on the Suncoast. Download the ABC7 News app.
All hands on deck. What's up? I want to point out 3 tips for using the home computer more safely. Point away.
First, stop. Make sure your software is up to date and that you've password protected your computer's login and Wi-Fi connection.
Next, think before visiting a site, opening attachments, or clicking on links.
Then connect, knowing you're helping make the web safer for you
and for everyone. Make Stop, Think, Connect part of your daily online routine.
It's time to take a road trip.
Alabama's got 100 road trips. And if you love the sun, you're gonna love Mobile, where Mardi Gras is king, and the accommodations will make you feel like royalty. You can take a little drive, explore Dauphin Island, or explore the past. We're talking the USS Alabama. Check out these big guns. Alabama's got 100 road trips. Plan yours at alabama.travel.
Which one you gonna take?
I just need a second.
Is your weight holding you back and affecting your health?
Did you see this? Your cousin had a heart attack.
Really?
Excess weight or obesity can be serious, but you can do something about it. Visit yourweightmatters.org. Download the free toolkit to prepare you to speak with a healthcare provider. Your weight does matter. Accept the challenge and take charge today. Visit yourweightmatters.org.
As spring break approaches, we parents are looking for fun things to do with our kids. Rather than try to guess what our kids might enjoy, today we get a chance to go right to the source. 8-year-old Olivia is here with some of her favorite things. Welcome, Olivia.
Hi.
You look a little familiar to me. Do you know somebody up here? Who? Who's this guy?
Will.
And is he also known by another name in your house? What's that?
Dad.
Dad.
I know. I was like, what else am I known as?
Question. So first up, tell us, you're in a performance, right? You are a stage actress. Can you tell, what do you do?
I performed a musical that's called Once.
That was a big hit at Florida Studio Theater.
Yes, yeah,
Wow.
there she is.
What part did you play?
I played a little girl who was 6 years old named Ivanka.
Ooh, I love it. So today you're here to tell us about fun things to do for spring break, right? What is this thing that you have here?
A package from Little Passport.
Little Passports. This
So I
is
know your
pretty
dad has
cool.
brought us in the past subscription boxes, but I'm happy to see that you have some of your own.
What do you got in here? Tell us about some of the stuff.
You get
Yeah, well, tell him this one first, this little guy.
You get a passport and you get a sticker.
Let's see. Let's show that.
Pen pals.
Cool. So you have a pen pal. Where are they from?
It didn't say where they were from.
But I think they're from here in the United States, probably. So they send her little letters from wherever they go in the world, right?
So how does this work, Will?
Yeah.
So how often does Olivia get these boxes?
So Olivia, and actually it's for Olivia and Layla. So it's addressed to both of them. And they'll get this once a month from Sam. What are their names again?
Sam and Sophia.
Sam and Sophia will send it to them. And Sam and Sophia send them this little letter that described the trip. They sent them like a postcard. So let's see, this is Japan. So this came with a postcard of a temple in Japan. Okay. And it also comes with a gift. What did you get from Japan?
I got origami paper.
So you get that, the origami paper, and it's really neat because
How often does it come?
once a month.
And then if you have multiple, if you had 3 children, it could come to 3 children, or if you had 1, that's really smart way to do it.
Yeah, and it comes with a like also an activity sheet as well. So you can see there's Japan. They also got Brazil. That was last month.
Oh, that's neat.
Right.
Oh, you have a cool picture from Brazil. Can you show me that one?
Picture from Brazil?
That was the one that we liked earlier. What's that?
This is a red-faced monkey.
Wow. And you said you've actually been to Brazil, right?
Yes.
Did you ever see a red-faced monkey there? No?
I know. Now we know what it looks like, so we're going to go find it. But yeah, the great thing is that she actually, both of these countries she's already been to, so it's a nice way to revisit those memories as well.
That's neat.
Olivia, are there countries that you haven't gone to yet that you're excited to see?
Yes.
Which ones?
There's one big one she really wants to go to.
She's been a lot of places. She's very
What's
worldly.
the big one?
China?
That's it.
All right.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Maybe it's
Thank
changing.
you so much.
Olivia, it's been a pleasure to meet you, and we should let you say hello to your sister Layla, who I know you have to share.
Say hi, Layla.
Hi, Layla.
Well, thanks so much, Olivia. We look forward to seeing you again on stage soon. And in the meantime, we can catch your dad, Will, on stage at Florida Studio Theater Improv every Saturday night at 8:30. For tickets, visit their website. Up next, we'll announce the lucky winners of ABC7's Caribbean Cruise Vacation.
The 2018 Sarasota County Fair is set to begin March 16th through 25th. This year, there'll be rides for everyone thanks to Bell City Amusements. Experience your favorite entertainers along with some new and exciting acts like the Tiger Encounter, the Kachunga and Alligator Show, comedian ventriloquist Steve Brogan, plus our new and exciting SRQ Schools at its best. And remember, ride arm bands all day, every day. The 2018 Sarasota County Fair, March 16th through 25th. See you there.
ABC7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you. Watch ABC7 wherever you are, on our live stream, on mysuncoast.com, on the ABC7 My Suncoast app, powered by the Eye Associates, providing sight for life, featuring traffic maps and live radar, dining with recipes, and My Suncoast Restaurant Guide. Visit mysuncoast.com. Click on the Apps tab to download the ABC7 My Suncoast app for Apple and Android.
My name is Luke Perry, and I am 1 million strong. I'm in the fight against colorectal cancer because I believe we can win it. Colon and rectal cancers are the second leading cause of cancer deaths among men and women in the U.S. Colon cancer is preventable. Know the risk factors and make sure to get screened. There are simple, take-home options available. Take control of your health. Screening for colon cancer isn't embarrassing. It can be life-saving. To find out more about your options, visit fightcrc.org.
That is a pretty good breakfast. You're not even eating.
Not hungry.
No? Why not? What's up?
Kath and I knew that Jenny'd been partying a bit. Found out she tried heroin.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
Growing up, my mom was afraid of the water, something she did not want me to feel.
So I enrolled Missy in swim lessons.
It changed my life.
Missy Franklin.
And now you can do the same for someone that you love.
There's nothing more precious than your child's well-being.
So act now, before it's too late.
Make us swim! I'm glad I did.
Thanks, Mom. Visit usaswimmingfoundation.org to find, get, or give a swim lesson.
My life motto is keep moving. And as hard as it was when my husband passed away, I knew I had to keep doing what I love. Oops, coming. But I needed help with my insurance, and that's what the NAIC provides. They have resources to help you and your family make the best decision, and they'll help you to keep moving forward, just like me.
Well, last month we held our big Caribbean Cruise giveaway contest, and now we are very excited to introduce you to the grand prize winner. Let's meet Joy Schweikowski and her husband Don. Congratulations on the big win.
How exciting.
Yes. Are you excited, Joy?
Yes, very excited.
Now, I have to ask, are you going to bring Don?
I suppose so.
Well, that is a good thing because I understand that you both are celebrating something very exciting.
Yes, we're going in June, and it's our 13th wedding anniversary.
Oh, well, congratulations. I cannot think of a better way to celebrate. Huge congratulations to you. We want to say bon voyage to Joy and Don, and remember to keep an eye out for more great ABC7 contests in the future. All right, we'll be right back. We'll be heading into the kitchen with Chef Allison.
ABC7 News at 7, weeknights.
Dear parents, it's time for a pop quiz. What's the best kind of play for kids? Play that makes us think? Or helps us pretend? Or teaches us rules? Or to be creative? Actually, every kind of play is important because different kinds of play give us different kinds of skills. Help us mix up the ways we play. Okay, class dismissed. Now go play.
This is an ABC7 News Update.
Hello, I'm Scott Dennis. Here's what's coming up at the top of the hour. The Atlanta Braves took on the Pittsburgh Pirates today in Bradenton. How fans are now feeling with the Braves' move to Northport delayed an extra year. And students at Sarasota Military Academy have to dodge traffic during the school day, and some are now worried about their safety. What's being done to try to keep these students safe? Taking a look at First Alert traffic right now, we're seeing a lot of slowdowns on I-75 as you head north through Manatee County, red, yellow, and orange all the way north past the Manatee River. Thanks so much for joining us. We're going to check in with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan live at the Sarasota County Fair coming up at 5 o'clock. He'll have the forecast for the upcoming weekend. We hope to see you at the top of the hour.
ABC7, the Suncoast's official Florida lottery station.
I heard about the Dotoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dotoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was. I can tell you that you will not find a finer, more professional team of clinicians anywhere in the world.
This is the story of a boy who is very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help. And slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
They are the greatest fighting force the world has ever seen. But what does it take to bridge the distance and keep them connected to family, home, and country? What does it take to strengthen our service members so they can be the greatest force for good in the world? It takes a force. Be a force behind the forces. Give today at force.uso.org.
Coming up Monday at 4, prom season means fabulous dresses and even better hair. Cutting Loose Salon joins us with tips to get the greatest looks out of this season's prom. One of the Suncoast's favorite dining events is coming up. We'll preview Banquet on the Block with a selection of the Suncoast celebrated chefs and their dishes. Plus, Hitched and Honey helps us know our neighbors a little better with fun ways to throw your own great neighborhood party. And we'll learn about a new program that provides hearing health care to those in need here on the Suncoast.
And welcome back. We are here with Chef Allison from Peak Performance Catering. Allison, tell us what you're doing, a little festive St. Patrick's Day cooking here.
Yes, we're gonna do some easy, quick recipes. When I do things, I love the least ingredients, the better. So this is a mashed potato. It's an Irish form of mashed potato called Colcannon, and it's with kale and some green onion. So right now, I am gonna saute in butter. So this is really healthy for you, but we do use butter. So we're going to use straight butter to saute our green onions.
The kale to counteract it.
Yes,
Butter's
right?
not bad for you.
Butter's not.
Actually, full
It's
fat
actually,
is good
yeah.
for your body.
So, you know, normally what we do if we have time is you're going to pre-cook your potatoes. So you're peeling your potatoes and we're boiling like you normally would to make mashed potatoes. Then we're putting the butter in here and we're going to saute these green onions. While those are working a little bit, we're going to work on our cabbage. This is a great dish. It's cabbage with lemon juice, olive oil, and salt and pepper. And what we're going to do is I'll get you started. So we're going to cut wedges of this. Okay. And we are leaving the core in so that it'll stay together when we serve it. So you're going to make little wedges, just kind of like this.
Love it.
All right. And then we'll put them on here. And then we're going to brush them with the olive oil and lemon juice. So while he's cutting them and putting them on there. Yes, I just mixed them all in. And you'll see the recipes are on the website.
This is a really nice elevated version, I feel like, of cabbage and potatoes, the typical Irish meal.
It's not just, and we're getting our greens in, so we kind of feel like we're having mashed potatoes, but it's healthy.
Yes.
And so we just get this greens going, saute this for like 2 or 3 minutes, and then we're gonna wilt the kale.
That goes pretty quick, actually, right?
Yes, we're just wilting. You don't want to you don't have to cook. And you know, people don't know how to use kale these days, and it is so trendy. So here's another way to get your kale in.
Right.
Because people are like, I don't really know how to make it so it tastes good.
Does wilting take some of the, I know people complain that maybe it tastes bitter. Does wilting it help that?
Does it taste the bitter way? Well, we put butter on it.
All right,
so
that helps.
butter, salt and pepper. I'm going to actually put a little bit of salt and white pepper in here. And yeah, I mean, it doesn't really take the bitter away, but it does make it taste good.
And you know what? And put it in mashed potatoes, everyone will love it.
Yeah, so I'm going to turn this up a little bit so we can get that working. And how are we doing over here?
Good.
Sorry,
Okay, so with the potatoes, we can at least start mashing them. I'm going to put a little bit of milk in there.
Perfect.
So when this is all done, we'll have that ready.
Squeeze a little
And
lemon
we're going to
in
put a
there?
little bit of salt and pepper. Yeah, squeeze your lemon in it.
Here, we'll
All right,
mix
so do you
those
want
in
to,
too.
here, bring that a little closer to you.
All right,
All right.
perfect.
Mash it. So then we would do is put that in a 450-degree oven. So 10 minutes aside. So once you see it's roasted on one side, then you switch it. You know, this is what we're gonna look, what it's gonna look like afterwards.
Actually, I think they make a good shot because it looks amazing.
Yeah, it does.
So I know for time purposes, but I just wanted to show you how to do that. So you've, did you flip those over?
No.
So you can flip those over, and you're also going to brush the other side.
got it.
Because of the cabbage, it really does need the oil and the salt. Did you do salt and pepper as well? Okay. So this is great. You can do this up ahead of time and then just even roast it right before you eat or just warm it up. But you're going to brush both sides. Oh, good. So you got mash there. Oh, look, and we're almost ready here. We're just, if you can see in the camera, we're just, it's just wilting up. It smells so nice.
Smells great.
Okay. So, and we did put the butter in this already.
Okay.
Maybe we'll put a little bit more in here. Because we got to get the butter on the mashed potatoes.
Yeah, we have
How does
to.
that look? Do you think you need a little more milk in that? No, it's going really good.
All
Okay.
of the leanest countries in the world eat a lot of butter.
Megan's still on the butter.
I don't
All right, good.
try to
So
make
look.
butter the enemy. Butter
So
is
now
the
we're
best
ready.
butter.
Butter, and you look like that. I'm all over the
I
butter.
probably eat literally like a stick
So
of
now
butter a
that you
day. I'm
mash
not
that,
kidding.
let's just toss this with the spoon now.
Except for we call
Here,
it
I'll
beef.
just.
Indian ghee.
Okay.
Ooh, that looks so good.
That smells amazing.
It does smell
So while
good.
you're mixing that up, I do want to take a quick look over here, Allison, at these are perfect sides, I know, to go with corned beef.
Right.
And you have done something
go.
really, really interesting with this corned beef. Tell us what you did
Well,
with this over here.
So I took a traditional corned beef and I did actually boil it with beer. So we can use Irish ale or Guinness, whatever you like. And then I did some carrots and onions. And because we're doing the cabbage this way, I didn't add it to the corned beef. But then I encrusted it with some panko, horseradish, and mustard. So you'll see I did put some horseradish and mustard on the side. Just so it just like gives it a little bit. Actually, the presentation is nice and it tastes really yummy.
It is a great idea, not just for St. Patrick's Day, but it's a great thing to continue cooking through the spring. Well, I want to say a big thank you to Megan and to Will and to Candace and of course Allison. And because the kids are off from school, we want to bring in Parker. You can come see your mom, Candace, and we're going to bring back Olivia, our
Great, you guys want to
subscription
try
box
some of this?
expert. And we want to say thank you so much. You can find this recipe and so much more on our website. All right, well,
Here
you
you
have
go.
a
You ready to
wonderful
try?
weekend.
Let's
Make sure to
grab
take
some
some
fork.
time. Enjoy the Suncoast
Let me know
view.
if you like it. Do you like kale?